Hey everyone, Jax here. So in this video, we're going to be going over the cold rush scenario, which is, one of two scenarios. We recently did the eternal winter, and that's pretty much just permanent catastrophe winter storm, but also there was a shift in meta on that one. You can build certain things, so that was pretty cool. But in this one, custom map, world map disabled, so you can't scout or gather resources on the world map. Tech tree is disabled too, so you can't even go down the tech line and get things that you need or what you would want. And then also permanent catastrophe of winter storm. And so win condition, there's only one win condition on this, which is find a way to escape the cold. And then lose conditions is lose all colonists or you last 75 days. And this one is typically the bigger issue. The first time I ever played this, I did beat it, but I was pretty darn close to this day limit. So this is going to be the biggest issue, I would say. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So go ahead and continue. Let's randomize. I don't like that. Maybe let's do something winter related. Let's see. That looks pretty wintry. Oh, look at that. These kind of remind me of Surviving Mars. They have to be, right? Those look a lot like Surviving Mars. It's kind of cool. Let's keep that one then. So just do that. Sure. We'll go that. Endure and overcome. Awesome. And let's go ahead and get right into it. So when we first load in, we're immediately going to want to pause, and there's a good reason for it, is because we want to kind of take care of business of what's going on over here. So go ahead and pause. Looks like there's someone that's already unfortunately passed away. So it's like we already got someone who's irradiated, 6 people infected, 4 people are homeless. It's not the best place to be in, right? And so then you also have like this weird thing of where it's like you have these houses over here that are far away from this. So that does suck. You also have a frozen water collector here and here. So it would be nice if we could, delete these and then get the resources from them, but we also have very limited resources too, so we actually let's see. Yeah, so even if we were to rebuild these, I mean, we're only getting 75% of the resources back. And I mean, one shanty or one tenement alone costs a significant portion of our current resources. So that's kind of out of the question. Let's also go ahead and click this, find a way to escape. So it kind of tells you, what you're supposed to do. Boom, explore the surroundings, build scout towers. They're telling you straight up, you got to build scout towers. Like, that's important. So, okay, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and just to start signing people to these. This is also pretty important to do, I'd say, to upgrade this. I also think, like, deleting these little decorations for the resources is also pretty good, because they don't, these things don't actually provide anything. Like, they're just for looks, and if anything, they kind of get in the way of stuff. So you want to go ahead and actually delete those. If these actually did something, it would be a different story, but they don't. So let's go ahead and demolish these, because one, we get resources from it, and two, it's just in the way of stuff. So let's go ahead and get rid of these. And this is just more of a tedious task than anything. You're just individually clicking. But hey, we get resources back from it, so that's pretty sweet. Something it's kind of overlooked, at the beginning. But I would say the first thing is you want to delete all these. Same for this. And then, you just got to make sure you find them all, like this bottle tree. It looks cool, you know, don't get me wrong, it looks cool, but like they really don't do much aside from just looks. Like that's pretty much it. So same for here. Like if they provided heat, that would be a different story. But they don't. Like if they provided heat, then it's like, all right, I get it. Let's keep it. But nope. They do not. Just deleting all these. It's a bit of a task, but I think that's everything. And so then we also want to look at what do we want to do with our 3 specialists. So we have a fighter, or 2 fighters, and a scientist. There's not really a point to the scientist because, one, we don't have access to the tech tree. Well, I guess that's the only point. That's the only point you should really care about, is we don't have access to a tech tree. So our biggest concern here is what is their attack and what is their, I don't know if their scavenge actually affects like the rate of what they collect. It might, but at this point, like their health, recovery, and attack are probably the most important because you'll be using them to fight things that attack your base. Oh, hey, we missed one. Look at that. So that would probably be the biggest thing. And, you know, to make use of our people the most, we also want to look into sending them over here because for some reason, the game puts us right next to 2 pollution piles, which suck. Also, look at this. There are 2 toilets that are contaminating, so we should probably get rid of those too. So we want to move those toilets. I prefer to move them over here because, like, if people are going to go this way or this way, they don't really run it over here. So let's go ahead and actually let's put down a burial pit because there is someone who's already dead, unfortunately. But that's just how the game goes. So we'll put this down here, and then we'll also put an outhouse. I think with 29 people, we could probably get away with 1, but let's go ahead and put 2 down just to be safe. Oh, we already have paved roads. That's sweet. So let's go ahead and put paved road down. And oh, is that a? Oh, it is. Look, we missed these. Missing all these goodies over here. So we'll demolish this. Demolish this. We'll demolish this because we don't want it there. There's no point in demolishing these. I mean, you could because they might be in the way of like what you're trying to do, but they don't provide anything when you demolish them. So we'll also demolish this too, even though there is someone in there. We'll go ahead and demolish it, and then we do want to move this work area over here, and we want the efficiency to be 100. So perfect. I believe this makes firewood, but we also do not have a, whatchamacallit, we don't have a lumber yard. We need a lumber yard. So let's put a lumber yard like right over here. Because I want to leave this lumber here just because it's going to be used for our hunting cabin. So we want to keep that there. We could also, well, we also want to put our housing over here too. And this is also an opportunity. Let's actually unpause it to let things go ahead and happen. So we can kind of get rid of a few of these things. Boom, and then a bunch of resources just popped up. Also, we want to assign the people. Let's go ahead and have them pick up that 2 wood. That's not much, but it's something. But here's a good amount of wood here, so we can have them pick it up. We do need food. We have a bunch of canned food and some venison, but not much. We could also upgrade this immediately, so we should probably actually do that now that I'm thinking about it. Well, actually, first let's let these buildings build first before we do that. So we also have to look into if we were to keep these buildings here, how are we going to heat them? So Using radiators right now is kind of out of the question, just because radiators have, one, we don't have the parts for it, and two, it also takes electricity, would also require something else. So we could put this here. The problem is that, can we upgrade this? We cannot. So there are two houses right here. We could put this down, and that would, I think that would cover only part of it actually. So this is like the ideal spot for it. Right here. So let's go ahead and build one right here. Took out only one tree, and then we can also build one. Let's put it, I think that still counts if it's like in this area, like if it's halfway in. And the reason why we're trying to build it over here is because we're trying to get more area covered for heating stuff. So let's go ahead and build it here. I think that should be good, because then after that, then we could build, let's say, because we have 4 people homeless. Let's go ahead and build another shanty and put it, shanty. Makes it more complicated than it really needs to be. It's like you can almost build that onto the water itself. That's pretty crazy. There we go. So now people will go ahead and start building things, and our specialists will do their specialist things. So we do have 6 people infected. Let's go ahead and put another person in there just to make sure people are being healed as quickly as possible. We don't have much. In terms of medicine, there's not much there. So unfortunately, we can't make that work. But at least we can, we could try to heal them as much as we can. So let's go ahead and click that to get that person to go ahead and harvest those things. We are at -9 water. I don't like the idea of water collectors, but we are limited on resources, so it kind of is what it is. Let's go ahead and also put down we wanted to put this down too. This is sauce. Go. I'm just putting down the roads, makes it easier. Let's take that portion. Just make a little bit of it. Let's go. Oh, perfect. So that's sorted. Water shortage still, but we can now put, oh wait, it's a fishing pier, so that's good for food. But once this has something, we can put someone in here. That, boom. No free workers, even though we have 7 carriers. I don't get how that works. All right, so now we're getting 14 water. Beautiful. So now everyone, almost everyone is housed. We just need a little bit more plastic. Speaking of which, let's see. We do need to build a recycler. So we do have, oh wait, there's one right there. Never mind. So let's go ahead and get those people working. We do have one person in there. Awesome. So we got kind of layout stuff of what we want going on here. Go connect to that so we can run quicker. Go. Perfect. So we're already nice. It is some berries in there, some more berries, so let's no So let's go ahead and use our specialists to gather the berries over here, because there is pollution. And they cannot be polluted, so that helps us out by making sure our people do not get hurt. But let's go ahead and use this guard post to put one person there to kind of expand our outlook on stuff a bit. And also, gotta wait a bit before we get more plastic. We should upgrade this though as soon as possible. As soon as we have enough plastic, once these people have gathered enough, and built the necessary buildings, because I know we still need some plastic, we'll go ahead and do that. We build a little bit like a road around here. Is that right now? Not much road on. There we go. Perfect. Delwar, what's up, man? Good seeing you again. We're back at it with a new guide, in a sense. We're trying to do the Cold Rush scenario. We did beat the Eternal Winter Challenge. So here we are doing a walkthrough / guide / commentary on how to beat the Cold Rush Challenge. I'm good. It's like right now, so I'm just enjoying some time while guys know. Then back at tomorrow. Back at work. What about you? So at this point, we're just letting them do their thing. They've built all these roads, which is nice. And, you know, we're assigning people to collect this wood. We want to make sure that this person is doing a job. So let's go ahead and put them, yeah, we'll just keep collecting these berries. And it looks like our people are pretty happy. We did get everyone housed, so that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and upgrade this, because we want to maximize the amount of plastic we can get. So that is #1 priority. Boom. Beautiful. So plastic is taken care of. Working on some projects. Well, you know, gotta make a living somehow, you know. And boom. Now we are more efficient with our plastic. So I believe that for every 5 trash we get 18. I think it was like a reduced rate before. But now that it is an advanced recycler, we are essentially getting more resource from the map. So ideally, you would want to upgrade this first. This is a priority to upgrade first. As you can see, so far we only have 1 scout tower, but we did find a wood ruin, so we can also get that too. The next question would be, is where do we want to scout out? So we could scout this way. I know you just want to scout out in the map in general, like just keep going around, just so you can kind of see like where things are at. Another good scout tower to put is one over here, just because this scout tower can stop things coming from this way and this way, because you will be attacked. And you want to make sure that you are defending your people. So we'll go ahead and put one here. It's not min-maxing, you know, like the search radius, but it's in a good spot because it's covering both exits and entrances. So let's go ahead and put that there. Someone has an idea. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give you the fiber. Go for it. Hey, 5 clothes. That's pretty good. Let's see. How are we on fiber? So 91. I think that's really helping because we got... Oh, wait. No, we don't. Let's go ahead and upgrade that hunting cabin. Because why not? All right. Perfect. So we got this scouted out a bit. How far are we on this? 63, so it can keep going. So we got 5 people. So we got to think about... Well, there's going to be people going into this building, actually, now that I think about it. But we definitely want to... we want to scout out just a bit more. So let's also go ahead and put one over here. Not too close to that pollution, though, because as you can see, there's a nice pollution pile. So let's go ahead and put it, let's put it here. That's like a safe distance. So we got 2 people that are done. So looks like they're almost done with that, but let's go ahead and get this wood. This wood over here is looking like it's ready to be harvested. So let's go ahead and take care of that. So far we are just scouting around. Not too much else to it. Like right now we just want to scout around. We could heal this, but there's not really a point to it. But it, you know, it does have that smoke coming out from it. More of a hindrance than anything, but yeah. We could also put down a general storage because, well, actually we are only at 35 capacity, so it's not like it's a huge issue yet, right? It's not a huge problem. We can also connect this to here, so that way they could just keep running across. We also found another plastic pile, so that's good. So let's also connect that plastic pile to like where we're at. Oh, look at that. There's a torch right here. Free wood. 4 buildings discovered. So with us scouting using this, we found 4 buildings. These buildings not only require repairs, they require electricity. So that's something to think about. We only have 2 solar panels. 2, count them 2. We have 16. Each of these are going to consume 2. So we could get to these and start producing some food in these greenhouses. But the problem is that we must make transformers to get there in the first place. So if we put one here, it's going to hit both. That's actually going to work out. So let's think about it. If we put it here, that will be good enough. Do we have the parts and the components as well as the metal for it? We do. But then we also have to think about, do we have the necessary water tower for it? And it looks like we do. We could put a water tower, oh, let's say right here, and that would probably be enough, but then it's going to drain us on 15 water. So before we do that, we should probably look into maybe building a water well somewhere. Looks like we could probably build a water well, oh, let's say here. Or let's actually put it, I like this spot better. So let's go ahead and put it here. So that way we get enough water for that eventual thing. And so it looks like we do have someone scouting that. Very good. And so once this is 100, we can take them out. And look, we also found metal too. So with that being said, we also want to start gathering the metal, so we need to build a scrapper. So let's go ahead and build a scrapper. And we'll put it right here. Kind of centrally located. It fits nicely right here. Also could put a concrete scavenger slotted in right here. Very nice too. And then we did max out that spot, so let's go ahead and put it here. And then obviously we do want to build a nice little road towards it, so let's see what we could do about that. So it looks like we could do this. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. So there we go. A nice little road that goes straight towards it. And what I like to do is I like to build roads around these resource piles. That's just my preference. It just makes it so they can gather things quicker. Quicker in the sense of, because they're moving faster, they will gather the resource much more quicker. But we can't build around there fully because we can't see that far. So unfortunate, but that is the case. So as you can see, we're almost on day 5 already, and we only have 75 day limit, right? So it goes quick. It goes really quick. So we do have a lot of berries. We have some fish. We should be getting some venison. Actually, we need to put these people in here. I would like to have at least 1 free carrier. And this is probably going to disappear because of this thing. Yep, we don't have any free carriers. So I'm going to take 1 from plastic and put it on metal. Actually, let's go ahead and upgrade this immediately so we can maximize the amount of resources that we pull from the map. You always want to maximize your amount of resources, especially on a resource limited game type like this. It's very important to do. So it would be nice to get these, but I don't really need them right now. Also, something we have to consider is if we do that, we need to probably get a battery rack for it because we won't be able to power these full time. So we need to get more than 15 components. And there is a way to do that, but I'd rather let it happen organically rather than just saying it outright. So we'll eventually get there, but there is a way. Trust me, there is a way. I don't want to give it away just yet. There's no difficulty on this one. It's literally all the same difficulty, Delwar. It's all I don't know. There's no difficulty that you could select. The scenario just has like its own like standard difficulty. You can't choose hard, easy, or medium. It's like you press the scenario, select your flag, select your colony name and motto, and that's it. Like those are the only selections that you can make on this one. So it's nice because everything's pretty standardized. I wish that the devs actually added more of these scenarios. Like these scenarios, I actually think they're really cool. It would be nice to see more of them, but it is what it is, right? So let's go ahead and put that there. And looks like we did get hit. Luckily, it was just our water well. And also our fishing pier, unfortunate. We could put this to a fishing hut. The question is, do we need to? It kind of looks like it, right? Because our fishing is a bit lackluster. So let's go ahead and do that. We can upgrade that. There we go. And eventually, we should get more people in the colony. So now that we've explored this way, I actually like to delete this and move it over here. I know that's kind of weird, right? But we wanted to immediately move the body because if you... Whoa, entertainment production 5555. I've never seen that. That's crazy. The heck? But it doesn't affect our balance, so that's weird. I wonder why that's there. Like, why not just disable entertainment in the first place? I guess that's their way of working around it. I don't know. Seems like a weird workaround, though. I guess that's what the devs wanted. Anyways. Hey, look at that. So we got some more stuff over here. We can clear this. We can clear this. So again, more buildings. We don't necessarily need these buildings just yet. And if anything, I'd rather get these over here because there's 3 compared to 2. Although this one looks like it's on fire. Is it? At least it's heated. Get it? Heated? I'm here all day. Okay, so a strange child has been seen near the colony. Let's take her in. So we get 1 colonist that is a child. We actually have 11 children. So not only that, we should probably put down a school, right? Because we want our people to, 1, be educated, and 2, take care of them as much as we can. So let's go ahead and put a school here. I think this is a good spot for a school. Actually, I remember putting a school here, and this seems like a pretty decent spot as well. So I just don't like that there's berry bushes right here. Can we flip this maybe? Yeah, let's put it here. That's a pretty good spot for a school. We did knock down some trees in the making, but it is what it is. It's not gonna ruin us. And then we do need a second school, which means that, unfortunately, it means that we would lose 2 people to production. Let's put it here because I think we could squeeze in a house right here. But the key thing is we want the schools near these heating areas. We also do want these people doing something. We want our specialists to be active at all times, whether it's gathering stuff or whatever it may be. So it looks like we did locate something very important over here. This is a very important thing. And let's go ahead and take a look at that in a second as I assign these people to do something in the meantime. So this is 100% scouted, so let's unassign. And what we could do is... Oh, well, we're being attacked already, so let's hold that thought. So it's these feral wolves, which I loathe. I absolutely loathe these things. They are super annoying. But that's the great thing about having these scout towers at the corners. Because now these scout towers... Well, this guy might be in a bit of trouble. So let's go ahead and help fight. But as you can see, a dog or a wolf did make it in. Annoying. We probably need to build a tower in here. Just so the tower will draw aggro. And they won't attack our people. Because now, you know, colonist Evelyn is injured. That's going to take one of our medicine to fix. Dang. our guard was killed. That's not good. So let's go ahead and collect this meat. It is good meat, don't get me wrong. So we do want to make the most of it, even though we did lose someone. Colonists are pretty rare in this game type, or in this scenario. So losing a colonist is a pretty big hit. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty sizable hit. So you want to make sure that no one's dying. So we did unlock the mechanic shop, which, trust me, we will definitely need, but we don't have enough scrap or junk just yet. And that's also why it was very important to immediately upgrade this, because we actually get more junk for every metal scrap. So we'll let that slowly build up. We do have a few carriers that are available. Let's see, 60, yep, we're good there. So we did unlock the magnetic separator, and this is a huge thing. Why? This is big because it provides rare metals, also metal. So it provides 10 and 5 respectively. And this is literally an end game item. This thing is huge. There's also a large transformer next to it. So, but the only problem is that it requires 30 energy. There's no way in heck we can get that. So we don't have enough components for it. But if I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure some of these, or at least these people that are hidden in the fog of war, they will actually provide us the necessary components. There you go. Let's see. We do have a container. So let's go ahead and build that. Bobbing. And we'll boom. Perfect. And so once these people are healed up, I would like to use them to go ahead and grab some of this, or attack these. One, grab these goodies over here because there's a lot. Parts and parts. Which, you know, we do need. But not at the immediate moment, and then eventually take on these rippers that are hiding in the fog of war. I wish this would scout a bit sooner, but last. There's 2 meat. So it looks like we did find a free guard post here. So again, we do want to keep 1 person on at all times. So let's go ahead and keep the carrier count to 1, so that way our carrier count never drops to 0. So at least someone's always building buildings that we are putting down. But we do want to put someone in this guard post ASAP. And I will take these once we are struggling with malnourishment or food production. But right now, I mean, we could take them, but I'm also hesitant about putting down any electronic items, because if they get damaged, then you're gonna have to use components to repair it. You know what I mean? So it's like a catch-22, right? It's like you kind of have to time when you put things down. And so you have to be very careful about what you spend on. Like, you have to be cognizant of what you're doing. There we go. So we can speed up. Let's go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, there's no in the school right now. You only have 4 children there. So we are building these too, so we do need those, because look, we are running low on clothes and tools. So we're getting those built ASAP. And that's very important to make sure your people are more efficient. Hopefully we get a guard post discovered. Sweet. So we also want to put someone in there to scout farther. And look how big this scouting range is. It's a massive scouting range. So let's go ahead and see if we can put someone in there. If these people reach 100, I will unassign them, but we also want to put someone in here too. But so you can see we're already kind of getting a queue of like where we need people, right? Like we need someone here, those 2 guard posts. So it's adding up quick. So it looks like our people are ready to go. So let's go ahead and grab these people, and let's take on these fine folk over here, because this is going to help us with getting resources. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure these people drop components. I don't know why, but they do. Or they might drop something else, but it is something that is actually really helpful. But also I think there might be things in here. Yeah, there's wolves. Here we go. Beautiful. Let's see. Tools, they drop tools. Okay, so not components, but still something very helpful. So let's go ahead and also pull the wolves, because the wolves are very annoying if they randomly attack, and they're also very fast. I don't know why they're so fast, but I guess it's because they're wolves. So, and we want our specialists to tank this. It's very important that like our specialist tanks it, because the specialist can heal up. Whereas if it attacks our guard, the guard is, it's harder for us to see. Now he's injured. We didn't want that, so that sucks. As much as we try to avoid it, the wolves did unfortunately hurt him to the point where he did need repairs. Jeez, I make him sound like a robot. To where he needed medical attention. Oh, so there's components right there. So this is what we're looking for. So we want to scout the map to find stuff like this, where it's like these broken down 18-wheelers or delivery trucks, you know, whatever you want to call them. But they will be around the map. And we found a refinery, so you can kind of see it. And there's another wolf. Wolves are annoying to deal with, but you can kind of see like what this game's trying to push you towards. Refineries, parts production, you know, magnetic separators. Like, it's giving you very end game buildings. Like, I think you could put 2 and 2 together to kind of figure out like what we're going to have to do within this time frame. So we're roughly 10% of the way on our time already. So let's see, how far are we on this? Okay, so we still got a good amount of stuff there. We could delete this to get a little bit, but and we could delete these. I've actually never considered deleting these buildings, but I quite honestly don't recall having to use these buildings too much. So that might be something to consider. Because these I used plenty because of how close they were in proximity to these. If you think about it, like, how far do you have to build, you know, energy transformers to go from here? You know, we're at least 2, right? 1, 2, right? Where here it's just 1. And so that saves us this many resources, and we don't have an issue with that. You know what I mean? So I was hoping by this time we would get another, you know, someone appears at the colony looking for, wanting to, you know, help out or whatever, or they found their way here. Let's also put this here. Boom. So that way I can get to the food area easier. Oh, look at that. We missed a torch. What's my hit? 83, 90. I still like to keep this one here and this one here. Like, I try to keep them maintained as much as I can, just because, as you saw when we were attacked, they did hold back a bunch of wolves from attacking us. Oh yeah, wolves are super annoying. I wish there's an easier mob that does come, and I don't want to spoil it, but there is a mob that shows up that's far easier to manage. But wolves, for the most part, are just annoying to deal with, just because of how fast they can move. So let's also consider putting down. Actually, I think I'm going to get rid of that, even though it doesn't do much. It's kind of in the way of where I want to build this, because this seems like a prime spot for defending the colony. So I'm going to place that there. Don't have to man it, but it at least attacks things in the radius. So if something gets into our town center, or, you know, our village or camp, this thing can help defend our people, and that's very important. So 2 deposits depleted, perfect. Love to see it. Bada bing, bada boom. 4 buildings discovered. What did we discover? Again, more greenhouses. I'm almost tempted to delete these just for the parts. There's a good look at those components. I actually might toy with that idea. I've never really thought about doing that, because it's really hard to replace those buildings. But something I might explore now that I think about it. So. All right, infected and irradiated. So how are we doing with this? Only one occupant. Okay. We could build another, but then there's really we don't have the workers for it, so we guess there'd be no point of building another, right? Okay. I think these are our specialists. They are. So they are bringing home these goodies. Looks like there is a bandit out there. So let's go ahead and actually take care of that person because we don't want them to cause trouble. Let's go ahead and take them out. They had hunting rifles. Look at that. Pretty darn good. And we don't care if our specialists walk through this pollution pile because specialists are overpowered. So let's go ahead and get these durable tools while we're at it too. Because these durable tools are going to be fantastic for our people. Because, I mean, look, 2 are breaking today. Oh, have no fear, man. You can get this. There you go. Boom. Alright, so we got those. So let's go ahead and go back to here. Oops, didn't mean to click that. And get the rest of this. So now, look at that. We have 13 durable tools. Now we have 15. It's pretty much, Delwar. Yeah, specialists are Warhammer Space Marines. 40k. They are so versatile in what they can do. It's pretty crazy. Let's actually have her kind of split off and get the wood while our other people are working on these parts. Kind of divide and conquer because we are getting a bit low on this wood, right? We're getting a bit low. Even though we have a lumberyard working, we also don't want to upgrade it to a sawmill either because the sawmill is going to use an extensive amount of electricity as well as parts to, or components to even upgrade it. And interestingly enough, I think I noticed this last time, the sawmill is the only upgrade or building at all that actually has an upgrade cost that's not divisible by 5. It has 86 concrete. I always thought that was so weird. Everything else seemed normal, but for some reason that doesn't. I don't know why. So we could upgrade this and get durable clothing. And so that's something interesting to consider, right? Because it's like, well, do we want to do that? Same thing for this. I don't know if we want to use the parts, but durable tools does make sense. We just don't have a lot of concrete. We don't have much concrete to work with on that. Oh, we did not reset this. That's not good. There we go. So now we should be more efficient with what we're gathering. There we go. Yeah, make sure when you upgrade your buildings, you reset them. Very important to do. We don't need someone here. We will actually take you out because we need you elsewhere. Like here, look at that. Boom. Perfect. And here, also very important too. And then we do want to put down a parts. Alright, so that's done. Let's go ahead and gather this and eventually gather that. And so then we should be cooking with oil. Alright, so day 9 out of 75. We still haven't found a way to get out, but as you can see, we are getting close to the rim of the map, so that's good. It's a small map, not that it's a bad thing, but we do want to scout it out as soon as possible. We do want to scout this ASAP. So we do have 2 people scouting here and over here. We should put a scout tower over here to scout this area, and then probably a scout tower over here to scout this area. So I think that's what we're actually going to do, is go ahead and put one. Let's put it... I kind of also want to defend these buildings just in case they get attacked. So maybe... let's put it here. That kind of looks good, right? So that way, if these buildings are attacked, they are defended. Let's... yeah, I kind of like that spot better. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Perfect. And we have 24. So It's interesting that it's saying we have 24 because this is technically providing us electricity, right? But it's not because it's not connected to the energy network. So I don't know why it's counting this. I don't know if the game realizes that, but it's just something I've noticed that was very interesting. I was like, why did it do that? If I build a concrete scavenger, it doesn't take concrete. Interesting. So I'm almost tempted to make this a grand tailor. Yes, it costs us 1 metal, but we do make durable clothing. You know, I think I am. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I think that's worth it. 2 colonists are now adults. Perfect. And hopefully now that they went to school, they get the buff of well-educated. And the important thing here, and I don't know if I said it at the beginning, but I'll add text over it. The important thing here to heat all these buildings is because they are 1, schools, and 2, housing areas, and we want to heat our housing areas to prevent hypothermia and also sickness. So it looks like this person is not doing anything, so let's go ahead and get them to harvest that. Beautiful. These are getting pretty darn dirty, so let's go ahead and decontaminate. And we do have someone scouting here, and then let's go ahead and put a scout tower. Oh, let's say over here. That looks pretty good. And then we could build a little road to it too. There you go. Wood deposit depleted. Perfect. Let's go ahead and have you finish that up and then immediately put you back on here. Alright, there you go. Hey, Roganate. No, it's actually not a new update. This is a scenario that's built into the game. If you start a new game, you can actually go to scenarios on the far right. You know, it'll say, you know, normal game, custom game, and scenarios, and Cold Rush is one of the scenarios. Let's go ahead and get those tasty components because we need those. We got a good amount of parts, but now we need those components to start producing some electricity. So we did get 4 people. I think the children did go up to adults, so that's why we have more people available to work. Yeah, it's a pretty fun scenario. I actually just completed the Eternal Winter scenario as well. That one was much longer than this one because this one only lasts 75 days. So definitely recommend giving it a shot. The Eternal Winter Challenge. I like to call it a challenge because it feels like a fun little challenge. But that, if you're looking for something different in the game, these scenarios are perfect for exactly that. Especially this one, because this feels like it actually feels like it was like probably like the beginning of like a campaign almost, or at least like a mini series campaign. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like it actually had like a, just like the, you know, normal game, it has like a storyline associated with it. A small storyline, not much. This one. Looks like we're slowly building this, and so we're slowly scouting around. We should probably build a road over here, now that I think about it. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. Boom, boom. Kind of building the road a bit crazy, but you know what? I swear there is a method to the madness. You have to believe me. There we go. And so once this is 0, I'm actually going to move this over here. Now that we have that situated, let's actually go ahead and build that. So we can kind of nestle it back there. Boom. Like I said, there is a method to all this craziness. Looks like we can't build it through. I thought there was a way to build this through. Like, you would think that you could just build it right here, right? Like, it's showing green, but then it shows red. So I guess we have to put it up here. Whatever. Not a big deal, but just a minor setback. There we go. And look at that. Now we got a road going through, and this isolates any pollution that's being produced by this burial pit. And let's actually, well, you know what? They're already doing it, so whatever. I was going to say let's pause it, but they're not going to listen to me. But we should put another person in here just because we are getting low on wood, even though we do have our specialists gathering this wood already. And look at that, one sturdy clothing coming right up. I would like to upgrade these to toilets. It's actually not a bad idea now that I think about it. Like, once this is gone, I should probably upgrade these to toilets. I kind of like that idea. Do we have the resources for it? We do. Look at that. Fancy Pants McGee over here. Is this a spot to put it? Yes, it is. Why not? We'll put that there. Once this drops down to 0, we'll demolish it, you know, because we don't want the body just chilling there. That'd be kind of weird. Actually, I don't know what happens if you demolish when there's a body still in there. I don't know if that... It probably gives a negative comfort, if I had to guess. But once that's gone, then we can demolish it, then upgrade these bad boys to toilets. And then we're really in business. Then we're really cooking with oil. Let's actually also build a nice little road for our people that are traveling over here, because they seem to be kind of running. We could build one over here for this person. Just a nice little throwaway. Electronics factory, look at that. So again, look at like what we're discovering, right? We're discovering these really high-end buildings. Electronics factory, refinery, parts production, magnetic separator. So it's kind of have to wonder what's going on. Why do we need all this? There's a reason. There is definitely a reason, and we're gonna find out very shortly. As soon as we have to keep exploring, though. A van approaches. Uh-oh. This guy. Wait, this guy can show up here? I don't think I've ever seen this guy here. Attention, the mystery van. Van is here with trademark mystery man. If you want to get what's inside, a minuscule donation will make it yours. Any further inquiries are met with pay up and see and find out for yourself. We'll pay with food because, I mean, we have a considerable amount of food. Here's your wonderful prize. I wish it was wood, lumber, but we'll take metal. Whatever. We paid food for metal. Seems like a decent trade. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. We'd like a bit more. 2 new buildings discovered. Look at that. Another electronics factory. So I would like to get this up and running as soon as possible. The only problem is that we don't have the necessary, well, we are getting components now that I think about it, but we don't have the necessary electricity for it. So what can we build in terms of electricity? We can build wind turbines. We can. But what do wind turbines require during a winter storm? You can see here, they have to be heated. So we could go one of 2 ways with this, right? We can continue the solar panels, which we already have a good amount here. But what does that entail? Well, if we want 24/7 energy production from solar panels, we also have to build battery racks with it. So do we want to build wind turbines with heating, or do we want to build more solar panels and add battery racks? I'm not going to say it's a difficult choice, but it is definitely a decision one has to think about. In my opinion, I don't like solar panels, but that's also just me. We also do have solar panels already ready. So the advantage there is that instead of having to put down 20 components for 14, we could put down 1 battery rack and get 16 because we have 8. But here's the problem. Wind turbines produce 24/7. This is producing 16 because we have 2. This is producing 16 energy, but only during the day. So these things aren't producing anything right now, as you can see. So what can we do with 16 energy for half the day? Probably not much. We could probably run these. Probably couldn't run the magnetic separator for that long, because this is 30. That's an insane amount of energy for what we're looking for right now. So it's like, do you have a sunken cost fallacy on this? Like, should you invest in this more? That just means you build more battery racks and probably invest in more solar panels. Oh, looks like we got a wandering merchant. Let's see. So, this is a great offer. 29 components for 38 fish. We could also get plastic, but we don't need plastic because we have a lot, and we also want to keep our firewood too, so I'm definitely taking this component deal. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. Great deal.